I'm with Cathy Seckman, who is a longtime writer for RDH magazine. She usually writes several articles a year. Probably in recent years, it's familiar in that she wrote the Mentor of the Year profiles that is published in every April. Cathy has just published her first novel, and she's with us here today, and I wanted to catch up with her about the book. It's called Weirdo World, and it's published by Cool Well Press. How are you, Cathy?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Well, congratulations on the book. Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write this book?
Oh, Tarzan inspired me. Well, I have to say monkeys inspired me.
Monkeys?
We're on vacation in Florida, took an eco tour of the Crystal River, and there are 8 wild monkey tribes who live on the Crystal River. They're wild. And they're leftover from the Tarzan movies that were filmed there in the 30s. When the movies were finished, they let the monkeys go, and enough of them survived that there are 8 tribes now. So I came home thinking about the Tarzan movies that I watched as a child on Saturday afternoons. And I thought right after that trip, the Tarzan cartoon came out. And I thought about the differences between the real Tarzan and the cartoon Tarzan. And that's how the book started.
Well, I guess I should point out to anyone listening to this interview is that the description of the book, and if I understood, as I understood it to be, and it is to be released later in September, that the description of the book was that this is about involuntary time travel by a central character in, back to the year of 1963. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The main character is Hunter. He's 12 years old. And the book opens with him hearing his little brother do a Tarzan yell. And that's pretty much the Tarzan connection because it never developed other than that. The story is about Hunter playing with an antique time clock, and he punches his card into the time clock at the same time lightning hits it. It's the middle of a thunderstorm, and he wakes up in 1963 where the boys love Tarzan, and they watch the movies every Saturday afternoon on TV. And he makes friends. They hide him in their treehouse, and they spend the course of the book trying to get Hunter back home. And they eventually ask one of the fathers for help, and he figures it out, and Hunter gets home in the end. And I have the cover. I don't have the book yet, but here's the cover right there.
I was interested in the description of the year 1963, and that there were no, it was still fashionable to smoke cigarettes indoors, I think it said, and president was about to be assassinated, and I don't remember what else, but it was interesting. Computers. There were no computers in 1963. Does the year have any kind of a significance to you as an author? Why did you choose 1963?
Because I wanted to send him back a good ways in time before his parents had been born. And I thought, what was an interesting year? And I remembered that the Kennedy assassination was in 63, so I decided to set it there. The father in the story, the boy's father, doesn't quite believe Hunter's story, but he agrees to the experiment, and Hunter disappears, and he kind of puts it behind him and still doesn't quite believe in it. Then he's in school one day. He's a high school teacher, and the principal comes over the intercom and calls all the teachers to the office and says, the president has just been assassinated. How do we tell the kids? And that's when he really believes it, and he falls into a dead faint. But that comes from my experience. I was in 5th grade when the principal came over the intercom and told us the president had been shot.
Does Hunter, the central character, does he have enough knowledge of history to make a connection between 2011 and 1963?
He has just taken history, the previous school year, American history, and all of those details are fresh in his mind. He knows that there will be a moonshot by the end of the decade. He knows the president will be assassinated before he finishes his term. And he knows I don't know, he knows little details about those years, and he tells the boys, and he tells Mr. Pollock, the father, and they never know what to believe. He knows there were computers at NASA, and he has a Game Boy in his pocket when he gets zapped back to the past, so he can show them the Game Boy.
And I take it the Game Boy is quite a surprise to to the little boys in 1963. Did they get addicted to the game?
Yes, they do. Hunter thinks it's a silly game because it's Pokemon. It's his little brother's game. But the boys of 63 are not so sophisticated, and they think it's wonderful.
Well, how long did it take you to write the book?
Oh, a couple of years. I started and stopped a few times.
Well, what you've written for RDH magazine as well as other publications, I know, and you also have quite a career as a book indexer. You've now written a novel. What's next for you?
Oh, more novels.
More novels.
When I started out thinking that I liked to write, I wanted to write novels, and I've written 4 or 5, but I could never get anyone to buy them, and I discovered I could make money with nonfiction writing, so I went with that. But I still would love to just sit in my den every day and write novels.
Without giving away the ending, is there anything you can tell us about what it's like to come back from 1963 to 2011?
He feels out of place, out of touch, disconnected, and he realizes that no one believes him, but it's got a bang-up ending.
Okay, well, good. You want to hold up the book cover again? And
yes.
And you said this book is released on in middle of September?
Mm-hmm. And it's Cool Well Press, and I think that it could be on bookshelves as a paperback, but that's not finalized yet. All I know for sure is that it'll be available on Amazon and on the Cool Well website. That's www.coolwellpress.com.
Okay. Well, Cathy Seckman, thank you very much for your time, and congratulations on this novel.
Thanks.